What you're about to watch in this video is one of our on-site athletes, Calorina, performing a workout from our last competitors camp.
The workout was, we called it Squatty, Laddery, and Max was in charge of the naming for all of these workouts. I did not come up with that. So it was 12 squat cleans. The weight was 185, 125 at the first bar. Then you went into 18 bar-facing burpees. There was no standard for the 2-foot takeoff, 2-foot landing. 8 squat cleans at 225, 155 into 96 double unders, and then the last bar was 4 squat cleans at 275 or 195 for the ladies.
So this workout was part of our competitors camp. Generally, we create a variety of different styles of workouts that help competitors. So we had some skills tests. Yep. We did an open style workout. We did this one that kind of simulates an in-person workout with some weight changes and some different variables of transitions that oftentimes expose athletes. And they're usually a pretty good time, and you get to see this pretty face when you're at them.
We're sorry about that. There's nothing we can do about that.
Maybe I can't change his face.
I'll shave for the next one.
All right, let's jump in and watch it. You start this off, man. I was going to be silent.
I was impressed with the tattoo.
Yeah, it was a good close-up. All right, cycle rate of these cleans, I feel like for her, this is pretty much just an empty dowel. For some people, they might have to work a little bit harder to stand those up. But I think at this point, for an elite competitor, a lot of this is really about how fast can you get your hands on the barbell. She might be wasting a tiny bit of time relative to somebody like Kara Webb, who cycles it at like maximal speed, but Cal turns over a barbell pretty quickly.
Yeah, the other thing with Cal and lighter barbells like this that we've constantly been trying to talk with her about is making sure that she's not holding her breath when she goes through this. So this is not necessarily a long workout, but she has a lot of movements left still to do. She's got burpees and double unders coming up. So if you can see her face when she's standing up, sometimes she's got her mouth closed, she's creating extra tension. This barbell is, like you said, nothing for her. We don't want her creating extra unnecessary tension and driving her respiration rate up artificially this early in the workout.
Yeah, I think that's a common thing for people is they think their like maximal weightlifting technique needs to be applied at all times to maintain good technique, which is partially true, but also you need to take into consideration just like the unnecessary energy spend that it might take.
Yeah, there's different ways to, I'm not going to say skin a cat because you like scat, maybe skin an apple. But when it comes to CrossFit and barbell cycling, the load is going to dictate your approach to it. And I think for Cal especially, her capacity with the barbell should dictate how much tension she's creating to accomplish the movement.
Yeah, so here, moving on, I just cut you off pretty quick, but to burpees, we didn't have a standard on a 2-footed jump, but I did mention it to her that it's something to consider. I mean, I think it's a weird standard in the open or in legitimate competitions because it's very hard to enforce at full speed, but in video review like this, it's pretty clear.
Yeah.
So it's just something to take into consideration, but she moved pretty quickly. There wasn't really any transition rest break. This is the type of workout, like the reason I wrote it was to give that kind of regional sanctional style feel of something that's pretty quick, that has a weight change, so there's some components and elements of it. I thought the double under rep scheme would be something that would be done unbroken, so it's really about all of the details of transitioning, which is super important as a competitor. You know, I watched the games just ended, and I did some video review, and I watched Matt Frazier's workout next to Noah's workout to try to figure out in Awful Annie and the transitions.
The urgency.
Just moving from GHD to the first rep of the barbell. You can save minutes on workouts, and maybe not on this workout because it's not a 275 power clean, which would probably be like 185 for a female. But it's just something to take into consideration.
Yeah, I think that I didn't watch the Frazier-Noah comparison. I watched Frazier-Froning, and we know Froning's capacity with cleans, with GHDs, with double unders. But just watching Matt, who is in competition mode, go bam, bam, like he's sprinting to the next station, it just makes such a difference.
Yeah. So Cal's transitions here are pretty good. She opted to do, well, let's see, she's transitioning or putting her weight change on one side, so she's going to do both sides. There are some people I know from the camp specifically that did half the side, then did half their double unders, then did the other side, then half their double unders. I think that's really about personal preference, what percentage of that, of your 1RM, that last barbell is, since a lot of time was spent on that that last bar for people. You know, if you're turning that over and resting 30 seconds between, it can take a lot of time.
Yeah, so if she's super confident with that last bar, she's going to have it ready by the time she's done with the double under, so she can go right to it.
Yeah, so That was pretty quick transition. She went into this workout, I think, probably pretty confidently. None of these movements, I think, are exposing of like her bigger weaknesses in the sport. So she probably went into this chomping at the bit to put up a good score.
Now, obviously, the weights as prescribed weren't going to be an issue for her. We had other females at the camp who we would work with them to try and lighten the load on that last one a little bit, to try and make the stimulus of the workout somewhat similar to what Cal would experience. You can get to the last bar. It might be a challenge. You might have to take 20 or 30 seconds between attempts, but it's not 95, 100, 110% of your 1RM where it's just the whole workout grinds to a halt at that point.
Yeah, so that's kind of the benefit of a camp versus like a real competition. If you're at a real competition, you can't do the weight, you're just not going to meet the standard. When people come to camps, we have all athletic levels, so we'll try to get the right stimulus for each person and then write the workout so it serves an elite.
Yeah.
And then here she is, pretty quick transition, and that last barbell was supposed to be heavy, but seeing her stand that up,
it's all relative.
Doesn't look like that. All right, so she's standing up at basically 439, and she's taking her next lift within 5 seconds. So you can see like that is not really strength endurance for her, whereas for some people it might be. Do you think you could beat her in this?
With these weights?
These weights?
Man, I don't know. It'd be close.
All right, there you have it. Just sub 5 minutes. Cal, good job.
You're my hero, Cal.
We're at these camps all the time. If you want to learn more about them or sign up for one to see that pretty face, head over to trainingthinktank.com/camps. Get better at the sport of CrossFit alongside some of the best athletes in the world in our online training program, The Design. Head over to our website, trainingthinktank.com/DSGN to learn more.